He didn't knock. He never knocked. Knocking implies respect for a boundary, and boundaries made him uncomfortable. He stood in my doorway one evening, beer on his breath, chest puffed out like the street was an extension of his lungs. He talked about parking, about noise, about how people on this block needed to understand how things worked. His eyes kept drifting past me, into my house, like he was taking inventory. I apologized, not because I was wrong, because apologies make men like him careless. He smiled then, a satisfied smile, the kind men wear when they think they've just established hierarchy, when they believe the silence in front of them is submission, not restraint. That was the first night I started paying attention. Arrogance leaves fingerprints everywhere. He built a second structure behind his house, called it a storage shed, but it had plumbing, electricity, and tenants who came and went at odd hours. Construction crews worked late, always cash paid, always after inspectors stopped driving by. I noticed how his trash disappeared before pickup day, how his car wore plates from another state, how his mailbox carried 3 different names across a single month. He liked to tell stories about the system, about how it only worked for people stupid enough to follow rules. He said these things loudly, confidently, on purpose, like confession without consequence was proof of power. I never argued. I asked questions instead. Innocent ones, curious ones. Men like him don't guard information when they think they're admired. I didn't rush. Rushing is emotional. I wasn't angry. I was precise. I learned zoning language, read municipal codes the way some people read bedtime stories. I compared satellite images to permit filings, noticed square footage that didn't match records, business deductions listed under a residential address, a Shell LLC registered to a mailbox store 2 cities away. Every detail went into a folder: dates, photos, screenshots. No commentary, just truth, arranged carefully enough that it couldn't be dismissed as personal. That's the thing about power. It hates documentation. Paper remembers better than people do. The inspection happened on a Tuesday morning. 2 city vehicles, neutral colors, clipboards that didn't care how loud someone spoke. I watched from my window as he joked with them, hands wide, voice confident, posture relaxed. He laughed when they pulled out measuring tape, laughed harder when they asked about permits. By the time they reached the back structure, his laugh had changed, shorter, tighter, like air escaping something cracked. They didn't argue with him. They didn't need to. Authority doesn't raise its voice, it writes things down. He came to my door that night, not confident this time. Loud, yes, but loud is often a mask for panic. He accused, threatened, claimed he knew it was me. I stood behind the door and said nothing. Silence again, but different now, heavy, uncomfortable, because silence after exposure isn't weakness, it's confirmation. Security cameras caught everything. His pacing, his shouting, his hand slamming my door like it could bruise wood into obedience. He left when neighbors started opening windows. Witnesses change behavior. The consequences didn't arrive all at once. They never do. First, fines, then court notices, then the structure had to be demolished. The tenants vanished. The car stopped appearing. The house went dark, 1 room at a time, like a body losing circulation. The for sale sign went up crooked. Even that felt accurate. Weeks later, I parked in the spot he used to guard like territory. No drama, no victory speech, just my car where it belonged. I didn't feel triumphant. I felt aligned, because the truth wasn't that I beat him. The truth was simpler, colder. He believed power was loud. I understood it was patient, and patience, when documented properly, always wins.